What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing well. I want to thank Rogue Fitness for sponsoring the bag toss at the Shaw Classic this year. If you are interested in tickets for the 2023 Shaw Classic, they will be going live on November 3rd. If you want early access, join the Shaw Elite Club. Hope you guys enjoy this event and appreciate the support.
All right, we are set to go with the second event here at the Shaw Classic. And this one will be amazing. It's brought to you by Rogue Fitness. It is the bag toss, officially known as the bag over bar. And Terry, this is one that I'm imagining you excelled at because you're so tall. But you've got 75 seconds. You've got 2 bags at 50 pounds, 2 bags at 55, 2 bags at 60, and 2 bags at 65 pounds. That's a total of 8 bags over that 15-foot high I-beam.
Yeah, I mean, and this is going to be really tough, because their backs are all going to be pretty fried from the first event as well. So that's going to add an element of difficulty to this. So maybe some of the guys like Luke and that who didn't actually perform that well on that first event can really climb some points back up on this one.
So because we only have 15 competitors here, Luke Stoltman will have to go solo, and he can blame his brother for that one. His brother, of course, the reigning world's strongest man, Tom Stoltman, unable to compete here at the Shaw Classic. There's supposed to be 16. He had to drop out, so Luke will go solo as we work in reverse order of how you finished the last event. And to your point, he didn't fare well. And to be honest with you, I don't think Luke's coming to this event 100% healthy.
No, I mean, him and his brother have both been so hard at it the last couple of years, done so many competitions. I think they're just having a little bit of downtime when it comes to training. Need a bit of time to recover and recoup, and obviously you can't be in shape. Lifting these sort of weights, you can't be in shape all year round. Yeah,
Luke loves this event. Luke loves coming to Colorado. He's a good friend of Brian Shaw's, so when Brian put out the invite, he's going to show up and give it his best. Remember, he's 37 years of age, 6'3", 365 out of Inverness, Scotland, and he's just having a good time right now. Not 100%, but he's going to give it his best here, as he'll be credited with just those 3 bags.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, I mean, Luke's super popular with the crowd
and
stuff. So,
yes, he is.
Yeah, so, he'd want to show up and turn up just to keep the fans happy, because we know that they want to see him even if he's not in best shape.
Yep. So now we'll work in pairs, as Luke Stoltman's had to go solo. And in this first pairing after Luke, we'll have Maxime Boudreault of Canada and Ivars Smaukstelis of Latvia. Now, they'll be going side by side. And, Terry, you've been in these competitions before. It's got to help you a bit when you've got a guy next to you, because out of the corner of your eye, you know how well he's doing.
Yeah, that or it can be a hindrance sometimes, especially if they're putting in a good performance. Sometimes it can throw you off your stride if they get ahead of you. But I know both of these guys are absolutely fantastic at this event. So you could even be looking at first and second place on this event, about to go straight out now.
So this is a time competition, so you have 75 seconds to get 8 bags up and over that I-beam. Every year they do something a little bit creative, and this is kind of cool. If you're here in the arena, you know what it looks like, but that's 15 feet. That is no joke.
No, it's a huge bit of equipment, but it's actually really great to see the guys on this event going head-to-head as well. We used to do it a lot of World's Strongest Man, and it's one at a time. I think head-to-head looks so much better.
So here we go, off and running. Look at Boudreault, oh man, he is going 20 feet plus, making quick work of this. Boudreault misses on that one. He's going to have to go back. He's going to have to go back. He misses 2 in a row. So now he's got the advantage. Smaukstelis down to the last 2.
What a mistake now.
Yep. See the arm strength now going so explosive in those first 2, and Boudreault now, they're both just gassed.
I'm not sure what's going on there, but Maxime was throwing so quickly and then just has had an absolute disaster there.
Well, he was throwing them 5 feet above the 15-foot I-beam, and one of them came straight back down. Oh, and he gets it over.
And Maxime's done 3 extra throws already. Crazy.
So instead of 8, he's over 10, 11 tosses, and that'll do it. So they both leave 1 bag out on the course.
It's quickly, but as soon as you rush, that's when you make mistakes. You make mistakes, and it costs you a lot on an event like this.
Jerry Pritchett getting the crowd worked up, the 41-year-old out of Goodyear, Arizona, against the 25-year-old Gabriel Rheaume out of Quebec City, Quebec, Canada. 75 seconds on the clock. Be fast and efficient, and to Terry's point, don't rush yourself, but move quickly. So these guys are being a little more methodical.
Yeah, I mean, they'd have seen the last two guys go and see Maxime make that big mistake and won't want to be the same.
Rheaume on a miss. He'll have to retrieve and throw that again. You talk about the misses, they're costly. To your point, Terry, that's an extra throw that you just don't want to have to spend the energy. And Pritchett also with a miss.
And it is one of those events where once the power's gone, it's gone. There's no coming back from that.
So is this more upper body, or is this more drive from your quads and your hamstring?
Yeah, so for me, I always used to find hamstrings, glutes, lower back was the real areas that it really attacked. Obviously, there is some shoulders and things like that in it as well, but for me, it was always, sort of posterior chain.
So for a taller guy like you, do you have just a massive advantage over someone like Alexei Novikov, who checks in at 6'1"?
Yeah, I mean, you've got an advantage just because it's like swinging a golf club. You know, like a longer club will get you more distance. And it's the same sort of thing in the respect that if you've got a longer pull, you can generate a lot more speed within that pull. And obviously, you're then closer to the height of the bar as well.
Essential energy. Live fit.
This will be an interesting one. You've got the 47-year-old Savickas, the 4-time world's strongest man, taking on the 29-year-old Evan Singleton.
I remember Boudreault always used to be fantastic at all the throwing events as well. I remember watching him do the keg toss one year, and he was like throwing one keg, and before it had landed, he was already throwing the next one. It was incredible. He could move so fast for such a big man.
Yep. Singleton wasting no time. Both men clear the first bag. That's 50 pounds. Singleton, they're both good at 2. Now on to 55 pounds. Oh, and the big Z has a miss.
Evan's going really well here.
Yeah, he is. Oh, and Evan has his first miss. You know, you get so hyped up, I guess, Terry, on those first couple bags, you want to clear that beam with a lot of distance. You don't want to waste the energy. There's no sense in just clear it by an inch. You don't need to clear it by 5 feet.
Yeah, exactly that. You can't waste a lot of energy.
Evan almost settles it on top of the I-beam, so now he's got 3 throws left, and he's now 2 misses in a row. I think Big Z's just sapped his strength.
You can always see when the guys start to get tired as well with their arms, their release point becomes much lower.
Is the burn more in the shoulders and the arms, or are you feeling it in the legs at this point?
I mean, it's a bit of both, but I think it just becomes a fatigue thing. You start thinking about sort of keeping that long pull and that long movement and releasing at the highest point.
I got to ask you this, and I'll probably ask you multiple times over these 2 days. Do you miss this?
This is one event I probably do miss, just because it doesn't hurt that badly. Yeah, I mean, I would like to go down there and throw at least the lightest one and see if I can still do it.
I guarantee you could. So we move on to the next pairing. Of course, it's Kevin Ferris out of the USA. He'll be on the right side of the screen. And the man who this competition is named after, because he started it, Brian Shaw, the 4-time World's Strongest Man champion out of Brighton, Colorado. Now, Brian goes 6'8", 425. So he's a lot closer to that 15 feet. And his release point is so high, his levers are so long, Terry. I mean, he extends all the way up. You're talking guys halfway there.
I mean, he's perfectly built for this. And also on top of that, Brian, in his prime, was so explosive and so fast as well. So this was almost like a perfect event for Brian in his prime. And I'm sure he's still very, very, very good at it.
75 seconds on the clock. Watch how high Brian Shaw throws this. Wow! Almost to Denver.
But you watch the way Brian throws. He gets a good swing between his legs, and he releases at a really high point with straight arms. So he makes that pull as long as possible.
Hasn't even come close to a miss. Brian Shaw now into the final 4 bags. And Brian Shaw is just making a mess of the floor here at the Budweiser Event Center. Now on to the final 2 bags at 65 pounds, up and over. 1 more to go. Will he be the first man to clear the rack? And he's done it!
He's done it, yeah. So impressive. It was technically brilliant as well as very explosive and very good. His technique was absolutely perfect. If anyone wants a lesson on how to throw bags and kegs, you need to watch what Brian just did there.
All right, so now we got an international pairing here, a Canadian and a Georgian. Mitchell Hooper out of Canada, Barrie, Ontario, 26 years of age. He will be on the left side of the screen. He'll be going up against Konstantin Janashia. And Janashia 6'5", 365. Here we go. Oh, mistake right off the bat for Konstantin, missing on the first toss. I've been impressed with Hooper so far. He's looked good.
Yeah, he's incredible. And I mean, obviously, little mistake there for him right at the beginning, but you kind of expect that at the point he's at in his career. He's so early on. You know, he'll get better and get more experience, and then once he stops making those mistakes, then the guys are really going to be in trouble competing against him.
And Terry, your point, there's no sense in rushing, getting to your spot and throwing it. Take your time, get your feet set, but move with some pace.
Yeah, exactly that.
It seems like when the guys have a miss, it's because either their feet aren't set or they're just bad release point. Look at this.
This event is so technical as well. So
yep.
If you're rushing, that's when you tend to make mistakes. Your technique slightly goes out the window. You see Konstantin just there. He released the bag almost below his face. He's not getting that full range and that full pull on the bag.
Now, Trey Mitchell has all the strength in the world. How is he going to do on this with the movement, the cardio?
I mean, probably a few years ago, you wouldn't have expected Trey to be as good at this sort of thing, but he's worked really hard to be consistently good across the board. So he hasn't really got any particular weaknesses at the moment.
Yep. I'm sorry. Go and to your point, consistency. You talk about that when you placed on the top 3, multiple times at World's Strongest Man Champion. It's when you were consistent all the way through.
Yeah, you don't have any. I think my lowest place in the last time I came 3rd at World's Strongest Man was 5th. So yeah, that's the key to it. But Trey, I mean, you could probably argue and say his grip's not his absolute best, but it's still very good and it's getting better all the time.
Trey Mitchell on the left side of your screen, making quick work of those first 2 bags. Make it 3 now. Bobby Thompson having to slow down just a little bit. Look how far away. I mean, Trey Mitchell's taking like 1, maybe 2 steps away from those bags and then hoisting.
It's like he's trying to hit the other competitors backstage behind the curtain. He's throwing them so far.
He's basically in competition with Brian Shaw right now. Trey is trying to get these last 2 over. He's got 1 more to go at 65 pounds. It'll all come down to time here. And he gets it over.
Great job. Great job. I'm sure Trey's going to be really happy.
Bobby Thompson will finish off trying to retrieve that last bag. Trey Mitchell gets 8. The question is the time. All comes down to time. Did he do it faster than Brian Shaw?
It'd be interesting to see.
So we were just checking the time.
So the time.
Trey Mitchell and Brian Shaw both got 8 bags. Brian Shaw did it in an unbelievable 51.12 seconds. Trey Mitchell, 47.46.
Wow.
Trey Mitchell.
So Trey Mitchell goes into the lead. 47 seconds.
I expected Trey to be good at that.
Yep.
Didn't expect him to beat Brian, so that's he's going to be really happy with that.
Kenya will be on the right side of your screen, and Alexei Novikov, the winner of the first event, will be on the left.
If Alexei scores good points here as well,
Yeah.
it's going to be shaping up already to be in a great battle between Alexei and Trey.
Here we go, 75 seconds. First bag's at 50 pounds. And Pena having an issue there. Just trajectory was just off. Alexei already completed the first 2. He's onto the 55-pounders now. Now remember, these guys have the least amount of recovery time because they went so deep in the deadlift.
You see Alexei does it very differently as well. He holds the handle not sideways, like lengthwise. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it like that before, but it's clearly working for him.
And it's not accidental. You know he's done some homework on this.
Yeah.
This is going to be close if he can get these last 2 over in the next 10, 15 seconds, and there you go.
Yeah, he just clipped the floor on that one. Just clipped the floor as he was swinging between his legs.
That's going to probably take him out of the running for a win. But Alexei, hey, if he finishes in the top 3, a 1 and a 3, not bad. Pena having issues just on the angle. And Alexei says, you know what? I've done enough. So they'll both be credited for time. 6 bags complete for Novikov, 4 bags complete for Pena.
Well, what a competition. Yeah, that was unreal.
Woo! That one moves fast. As an athlete, Terry, do you like the way they stagger these events? You know, a stationary position and then a quick event?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been well thought out because obviously that first event will have really taken a lot out of them and, you know, put them under a lot of stress. So then going to an event like this where it's a little bit lighter and a little bit more athletic based, it would almost give them a little bit of recovery time.
And still to come, we've got 2 more events today. The Super Yoke Carry. And Trey Mitchell gets the win. Let's send it down to Matt Eisman, who's with the winner.
First place win, got third in the last event, so I'm sitting pretty well.
Well, last year you won one event, tied a second one. It was that Atlas Stones you won. You beat Brian by just a few seconds. You just took out Shaw again. Are you getting concerned he may stop inviting you to this competition if you keep beating him?
Oh, maybe a little bit.
What was it like? How are you feeling, man? You're looking real strong here, as you said, third now, first in this one.
I'm feeling really good. I'm looking forward to defending my title for the rest of the weekend.
And what's it like? This thing continues to grow, having these fans cheering you on, bud. What's that like?
Oh, the fan makes it so much more enjoyable, having everybody cheering for you.
Woo! Now, I know watching right now, your folks got to be watching the live stream. What do you want to say to Mama and Dad?
Thanks so much for raising me and giving me all the support and love. And sorry you couldn't be here, but I'm glad to know that y'all are watching.
Trey Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, your bag over bar champion.
So it's Trey Mitchell III, the defending champion of the Shaw Classic, who gets the win in the bag over bar. Any surprises for you, Terry?
Not really, if I'm honest. I mean, Trey probably overperformed to what I was expecting. I knew he'd be up there in the points, but I perhaps didn't expect him to win that. I maybe would have thought that Brian, Maxime and Ivers would have been the top 3 there, but Trey's done fantastic and obviously, you know, he's put himself in a really good position already.
All right, give us a quick preview, if you can, of the Super Yoke and what it's going to entail.
I mean, the guys are going to be already like very, very tired from the Hummer tire deadlift. Their lower backs are already going to be screaming at them, so it's going to be a really tough event. But, you know, I think we're going to see some of the guys putting in some great time still. They're all well prepared, they're well conditioned, they're here ready to do battle, so I don't see it going any differently in terms of, like, you know, guys starting to slack off or anything.
All right, that's coming up. 2 more events coming up next. It'll be the Super Yoke when we return to the Budweiser Event Center here in Loveland, Colorado. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the 3rd annual Shaw Classic after this.